What is good, YouTube? Is your boy Jay-Z Bottom Lip, and today we're gonna break down Li Mei. Okay, Li Mei is one of my favorite characters in the game. I know I say that all the time, but I do have a list of favorite characters in this game. It's probably at least 10 of them. But I wanted to talk about her because not only because she's my favorite character, but I also think that she's a very great starter character for anyone who wants to get into the game competitively, because she has high damage output. So if you have great defense, well, she teaches you great defense, and she teaches you great spacing and a whole bunch of other things as well. But those two main factors really help you become a better player. And then on top of that, it teaches you how to keep your composure, because as long as you play and condition your opponent the right way, you will always dish out over 50 or 47% damage with Li Mei. So she's a high risk, high reward character. And the only reason I say she's a high risk character is because if you find a way to flaws block this string in particular, this becomes negative. This is the only thing about her that is her downfall, but I believe that every character should have their downfall, especially when it comes to flawless blocking. Whether it's Liu Kang or Raiden and so on and so forth, I feel like every character should have that just to stop the BS in the game. But anyway, I wanted to go over her buttons for everyone as well. So her down 4, down 3, down 1, down 2. These are going to be your down pokes. Your best down poke is always going to be your down 4, especially for spacing. She's a very high spacing character, so utilize that as much as you can, as much as possible. Using her down 4 allows you to, or I should say enables you to be able to do her overhead. It also enables you to do her back 3. It also enables you to start spacing even more after you do a down 4. Down 4 kind of pushes your opponent back a little bit, so even if they wanted to counter poke you at max range, they cannot. This is considered max range from this range right here. No character really in this game can really counter poke after that. They will have to dash forward slightly, and while you do down 4, you might want to back up slightly as well. And this enables you to go for your your overhead. It also allows you to go for things like this. It also allows you, again, like I said, reset neutral, which is very helpful for this character as well, especially against Raiden, who likes to do down poke into Storm Cell and pressure you after he does that, because it's his turn after that as well. Your cons is that you're a stubby character. Your pokes are not that good, except for your down 4. You're gonna have to bypass all that, I should say, and you're gonna start using your stand pokes more. Your stand pokes are a plus, so your stand 1 is +2. This one is -6, so I don't recommend using that, but you can if you like. It's good for staggering your opponent. You can do things like this and back up slightly, but your stand 1's plus. 1, 2 is also plus. Sometimes it does whiff from max range. So like the first hit will hit, but then the second one, as you see, doesn't. It's just it's something that's weird about this. So sometimes when you try to go for a combo, let's see if I can get it real quick. See if I can get it. That will whiff, and that'll be allowed. Your opponent will be able to basically see if I can hit it right for you guys real quick. I'm trying to get the where it acts funky. If I can get it. See how it acts funky right there. Sometimes that happens. It's very rare, but it still happens, and it can be frustrating at times. You're gonna have to get over that, to be honest, and make sure that you stand close as possible to your opponent when you do that string, unless you're just using it for pressure. So if you're just using this for pressure, there's nothing wrong with that. Your stand 4 is also plus as well. It's +3. This is also 0 on block. So again, you have good stand pokes. You also have good strings as well. So this right here is your back 3. This is +3. This right here, this is going to be your best string, but it's also going to be utilized against you. It is +7, but your opponent can down poke, and that's what the beauty of playing against Li Mei or playing as Li Mei is, because your opponent is going to start poking there, and when they start poking there, you can start going for other things. So let's see. So what I'm saying is, if your opponent decides to poke, which they may. So let's say I did this string, right? My opponent can take his turn there, but most of the time they're going to down poke, because you can stagger that. So the best option they're going to go with sometimes is going to be a down 1, but if you start utilizing it too much, they're going to start punishing you like this, and then they're going to get full combo, right? So let's say the game just started, your opponent's gonna start down poking you. When they start doing something like that, see if I can show you guys. Trying to move as fast as possible. I will not be editing anything, so you guys can see everything as well. So keep that in mind. Time. First on. There we go. Okay, so let's say I did the string, and my opponent likes to poke. He's not poking fast enough. It's not poke fast enough. All right, forget the fact that he might not poke fast enough, but if he pokes there, you can punish it. The AI is just being super slow, and you can punish that with that. But that's something that you're gonna have to work on if you're gonna play Li Mei. There's a few things in this character that I recommend that you should learn in order to play this character, which would be your insnare. You have to learn how to insnare. See how low I'm doing her overhead? And you have to do it consistently. As much as that might seem like a lot, it's not, I promise you. But see how consistent I can just hit it over and over? This is something that's very important to this character. So I recommend learning it. Also too, another thing that you're gonna want to learn is how to down poke. Punish down pokes in this game. Especially Raiden. And I believe you also can punish his, what you call it? I know a lot of people take this string right here. You can also punish that, which is a beautiful thing. Then she also has another string that I recommend that you learn how to do, which would be this string right here. You can cancel this into a special move, if I can do it. I can't do it. So like you see right there, she can cancel it. You can cancel that into another special move by holding the cancel move and then holding a special move as well while holding X. I know it's a lot complicated, but it's very situational. You don't really necessarily need to go for it because this is already considered an overhead, so there's no need to go for a mix there. But sometimes it does catch your opponent off guard, but nonetheless, you really don't necessarily need that. You're going to need to learn how to hit confirm this. Because that's going to be your mix when it comes to the overhead. So you can do things like this. And then you get your combo and everything like that. Another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is her best cameos. She has a lot of good cameos that she can utilize and use, but the most ones you're going to use a lot is going to be Jax, it's going to be Scorpion, Striker, Kung Lao, Goro, Chameleon, Kano, Sonya, Frost, Darius, and Cyrex. You can basically play with every cameo, but those are going to be your favorite to go to when it comes to those things. Also, when it comes to Li Mei, there's a few things again that I want you guys to practice on is going for great combos or great punishes and everything like that. Being safe, that's something that you need to learn how to do. But those are also what makes her very strong is that she dishes out a lot of damage. She also can punish down once. She's also very safe on a lot of her strings. She creates space and a lot of mix as well. So what I mean by creating space is that her her projectile, it is going to create space for you. So let's take him off of so he doesn't do that anymore. So hold on. So this right here, this is zero. This is 0 on block, but it also can be my 1 on block. This right here, jails. They cannot poke after this, but they can armor, but they cannot poke. That's very helpful, and you need that as that character. Also, this one jails as well. This is a really good string as well. People like to counter poke here, so like don't ever cancel this string right here because you can just punish it. You can down poke punish it, so you can go for it here and there. But then again, I wouldn't recommend because it's easy punish. I would go for this string, condition your opponent, and then from there you can start, switching it up. Just going for this string, different staggers into grabs, or you can do this, see if they counter poke, go for overhead or sweep, so on and so forth. Another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about that's very important that I'll probably make another video about is risk reward. This character is very high risk, high reward because I told you guys about the overhead and the fact that you can false block the second hit. Once you play against better players, they're going to start doing that. But then again, they also get hit by it as well. So don't be too afraid to utilize it, and don't give your opponent too much respect and say, oh, he might flawless block. He might do a lot of things, but he might not flawless block. So keep that in mind, especially when you're utilizing her overhead. Don't abuse it too much, but condition your opponent. It's very important when it comes to conditioning you. Li Mei requires conditioning. There's a few things about this character that she requires in order to be very, very good, which would be you need to learn how to instant air. You need to punish down ones, optimal damage, BMBs, conditioning, and you need to learn how to utilize her stand moves a lot. If you can't utilize her stand moves, she becomes very hard to use. And if you resort to just automatically doing down pokes, you automatically have crushed yourself, basically. You want to utilize all her pokes. Force your opponent to respect your pokes as well, and don't be afraid to be like, oh, my opponent might down poke me, or he might just take my turn. No, you need to utilize your stand pokes. Do not be scared of that. You need to also learn how to use her movement. Her movement is really good as well, her spacing and her lanterns. So if you're going to be standing full screen, always use your lanterns, because your lanterns will walk your opponent down in a neutral, and you can use that right there and they'll get hit by it even if they're crouching. It's really good. It's also really helpful for your neutral. Her projectile is a high, but it has no recovery. It's very fast, and by the time that your opponent be able to punish it, they might not punish it. So there's only a few characters in this game that can kind of punish it, which would be like I want to say like what's his name, Peacemaker, Johnny, Melina, or Sub-Zero. Those are going to be your characters that when you spam it too much too often, they might punish you for it. So just be a little careful and utilize it correctly when playing against those. Then another one that I wanted to talk to you guys about that's very important when it comes to Li Mei is that your corner combos. I feel like this is something that everyone should learn when it comes to corner combos. A lot of people don't know this. I'm pretty sure no one knows this, but you can combo off of your stand 3. It will look something like this. And this is going to be your optimal damage in the corner off of just stand 1. If you don't want to use all your resources, I'm pretty sure all the Li Mei players will find a better route when it comes to comboing off of this. I just want to see what you guys come up with. But this is going to be your highest damage combo, especially without utilizing too much resource. Another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is that Li Mei's archetype is more or less the type of character that when she gets damage going, or when she opens you up, she wants to do as much damage as possible, regardless of the fact. That's your whole motive, and that's your whole goal. Once you have dished out so much damage, you want to reset neutral, and you want to start playing off your projectile more. You don't want to utilize, you don't want to overextend, I should say, utilize 1-2 too much and overextend and try to open your opponent up. You're going to open your opponent up over your instant overhead and just condition them off of stand 1, down 4, backdash, stand 1, see what they do and stuff like that. Also your 1-2-4, I believe, is going to be your shimmy string. It shimmies a lot of people. Then also this string, since it has a gap here, most people will counter poke here, and since they want to counter poke here, you can stagger that into the instant air as well. And once they start respecting that, you can start going for the full string, or we don't even have to go for the full string because it's -2. It's a really good string, so keep that in mind. Also, if your opponent keeps waking up and you want a medium, use back 3. Back 3 is a mid. It's also very it has a 17 frame startup. So you can utilize that because it is a longer frame startup. So it's harder for your opponent to wake up mash. I recommend utilizing that. And then on top of that, you still have the second hit of it, which altogether is 27 frames. So even if they delay wake up, the second hit becomes 7 frames. I mean, +7. So it's your world. Do what you want. I'm pretty sure there's a different setups you can go with when it comes to delay wake up or delay tech in this game. So again, utilize this whole entire character. She's very fun. She's a lot of fun, actually, in my opinion, and she teaches you and helps you understand a lot of things that you don't want to do, which would be conditioning, spacing, and so forth. Now, this video is not necessarily for combos or showing you guys combo routes. This is more or less for you guys to utilize and find on your own. I might do a gameplay with Li Mei and rank or something like that, but for the time being, I just wanted to break down this character for you guys so you understand how to play this character. She's not going to be a super aggressive like Johnny Cage, but she can do she can play up close and use her plus frames for her advantage, which would be to open your opponent up and to grab, shimmy them, or go for overhead, instant overhead, or just reset neutral sometimes for you guys. Please utilize all the things about this character. Don't just pick one or two things and run with it. Utilize the whole entire character and try different casts. Try different cameos with her. I like Jax because every time that you knock them down, they have to guess, and it's very strong. So don't forget to use that. Don't forget to use that. Very strong character. She's overall something that I would consider a balanced character, even though she does dish out a lot of damage. She is considered, in my opinion, a balanced character. Now, there is a few characters in this game that are balanced, and I'll probably make another video. And every time that I talk about or break down a character, I will let you know if it's a balanced character or an OP character or a character that's struggling in the meta. So, but that's all I have for you guys. I recommend, like I said, learning this character, having her as your archetype, or a character that's just in your arsonist. As far as in playing in tournaments and stuff like that, she does really well. Do not sleep on this character. If she gets a slight buff, she can become S tier. She has every right to be S tier. The only thing that's holding her back will be the stubby pokes. But other than that, she's a great character. I recommend learning her. It's your boy Jay-Z Bottom Lip. Appreciate you guys watching. If you guys have any comments, leave a comment below in the description. Also, if you guys can hit that like button, it'll help me out. And I appreciate you guys for watching. I'm out.